couple of years ago, one of our oldest clients called to tell me he had to have a Twitter account. This guy runs a foundation repair business. So my first reaction was, what are you, nuts? Instead, I asked why, to which he replied, because everybody else has one and I need to keep up with the competition. I doubted very much potential customers would be the least bit interested, unless their basement wall was caving in. And once the problem was fixed, they would again have no reason to follow him. I felt the only value would be to build a name within the industry. But that wasn't one of his business goals. I said as much. He persisted. We got the man a Twitter account. About 2 years later, during a meeting, he said, "Twitter hasn't done much for us. All our followers are from the industry and we haven't closed any business." Imagine that. This is the Lemming Effect for small and medium-sized businesses. If someone else is doing something, I must do the same thing to compete. Forgive me for sounding like your mother, but because everyone else is doing it is a bad reason to do nearly anything, especially if you're talking about competition. One valuable lesson I learned from 20 years in broadcasting is you never, ever beat the competition by being like the competition. You beat them by being better. Who wants to do business with a company that positions themselves as an industry follower? We're the guys that do it just like everyone else. The only point of differentiation you have available is price. And my experience with being the lowest bidder is you get almost no return business. Does anyone really think Disney got to where it is by trying to be like Warner Brothers? Did Apple get to where it is by mimicking Compaq or Dell? Not bleeping likely. Being better than the competition means you must think different than the competition. Being better means you must embrace change. Being better means you must take action. Think, change, act. Then do it again and again and again. When we founded the world's first internet-only radio network, Net Radio, I had people tell me it wasn't possible and could never happen. One DJ actually claimed on the air that people couldn't listen to radio on the internet. I called and asked him to keep it down. If our listeners found out they weren't hearing anything, they were going to be very upset. 3 years later, we had more than 250 million listeners per month from all over the world. When everyone else was starting audio podcasts, we produced a video podcast, because some topics simply don't work in an audio-only environment. Within 2 years, our program became the most downloaded video podcast on classical martial arts in the world, with between 80 and 100,000 downloads per month. Francis of Assisi said, "Start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible, and suddenly you're doing the impossible." We live that here at Third Planet. You can too. If you need help, don't hesitate to contact us. We'd love to talk with you. You can leave a comment on the blog or YouTube, follow us on your favorite social media, or drop a line to the email address on the screen. Thanks for watching. Now get out and do something.